Occasionally in life, we come across an optimist who has the endurance and likability to get serious things accomplished. Melisa Baez uses the power of persuasion without even knowing it. Warmth, ideas, cute dogs, an infectious laugh, and deep bench strength in academics and real life knowledge give Melisa the sort of long-lasting referent power that will carry her message far and wide. What makes an influencer influential anyway? Let's find out this week on The Behaviorist. Thank you, Melisa, so much for joining us today. So word on the street is you're very close to having that little baby there. How are you feeling?
2 weeks. I'm feeling wonderful.
That's good. That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we at Work Wisdom, we've been really lucky to work with you through the Women's Business Accelerator over the past couple of years. And so tell us a little bit about your vision there. What are we doing together to revolutionize Lancaster?
Other than kicking butt with these women that we're training and assisting every day.
Yeah.
So the work that I've been doing with assets over the past few years have really opened my eyes to the needs and the real support that women entrepreneurs who are kind of in that messy middle really need. And it's all the resources and support that they need beyond the startup phase. And if we want these amazing women who have the talent and skills and the drive and passion and all those wonderful things, they need a network. They need different types of attention and resources, which I think we somehow lucked out and found you all who are able to deliver that type of service and build those relationships with those women and build that trust. And that partnership is really what makes this magic, you know, and our vision in creating the accelerator program is seeing these women who've been in business for about 3 years or so, 4 years, really scale their business in some capacity, you know, whether it's just to get some new employees or increase their annual sales, open up a new restaurant in a different location. Our work together, I think, has done an amazing job over the past 3 years in doing that. So our vision is to continue to inspire and support those women and keep them going because, you know, that startup phase can be exhausting. And, you know, as Work Wisdom too, like I'm sure you guys remember what that was like in the first couple of years. So having that support and the reinforcement that it's going to be fine. And if you continue to just sharpen your basic fundamental business acumen and your business skills, you could do it. You just need to put that time aside to work on you as a leader so that you can continue to do the work well. So
I feel like I was so lucky to facilitate some of those groups. The women are inspiring, and just to see where they came from, even in just a year, how much they were able to accomplish and how far they got, and then the risks that they were, you know, they were calculated risks, but the risks that they took to grow and to make more money and to have more reach and all of those things. It's so exciting. And I hope that they realize how amazing they are. In fact, at 2:30, Ayana Airman is going to call in. So I'm going to talk to her a little bit about what she's up to. So,
I mean, hearing her story is amazing and how positive her experience was working with Work Wisdom and participating in the accelerator circles. So, I mean, I think she was able to really express herself, her vision, and by having that connection and the time to meet with other women who are going through a very similar process was just a very powerful experience for her. So I can't wait to hear what she says when she calls in.
If she was going to be here, I was going to be like, Melisa, you got to stay. But anyway, she's calling in.
Good.
So we have a new service line at Work Wisdom this year and it's where we're helping world changers become more influential. We're talking about charisma in a very brass tacks sort of concrete way. So charisma is defined as a personal magic of leadership arousing special popular loyalty or enthusiasm. And so we want to talk a little bit about this with you. Who do you think has charisma?
Okay. So I know you're very familiar with Miss Jess King.
Yes. Who?
You know, that woman who just ran. Well, no, I honestly, so I was blessed to work with Jess King for about a year and a half at Assets.
Yeah.
And in that time, I mean, I can't even explain the influence that she had on me as far as continuing my education, opening up my own eyes to what's really happening in Lancaster City and Lancaster County, and looking at our work beyond just day to day. And every conversation that you have with Jess, it's about deep purpose. It's about connection to that purpose. It's about your theory of change within that purpose and the powerfulness that you have around to that to help create the change, like the action part. I mean, a woman of little words, but she was just able to just do an amazing job of hearing you, guiding you, and helping you just walk you through the process of seeing that bigger picture and how you can be a part of that change. It's been an amazing journey to just stay in touch with her, even during her sabbatical, and even now to still be in contact with her and have her text you every once in a while, checking in on you. And I mean, I'm in my MBA program because of her, and just her recommendation and her really looking at me as an individual and saying, Melisa, you know what? I know you're looking at all these different schools, but based off of what you want and based off of your passion, I think this school might be a good fit. And she just supported me so much through that process. It was amazing.
So cool. I didn't know that. I didn't realize how much of a mentor. That's very cool. I think I think it's interesting. I was walking my dog the other day and I saw a Jess King yard sign out and I was like, oh.
I still have a sticker. I still have a sticker on my car. It's not coming down.
No, keep it up. She's a good one, definitely. So we took a rather unscientific vote. Kedron, she voted early and often, and at Work Wisdom, we think that you have charisma. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'll take it as a wonderful compliment.
What's your recipe? I don't know. It just seems like it's part of you, but what goes into the charisma that you have?
I mean, I've never put it in those words before. But in relations to just how I work with other people, one of the things that I pride myself, and I learned this from one of my mentors in undergrad when I went to Temple, where he sat me down one day and was like, you know, if you really want to make the impact that you talk about every day, it's really about the relationships that you make. It's about the authenticity behind those relationships and your ability to connect with people. And I've always, from a faith-based background, and just seeing how my dad was growing up in the church, I know one of the things that I took from him as far as his character and personality trait is just always coming from a place of just being genuine and selflessness. So when you sit down to talk to someone, you actually have to put yourself and your needs to the side. And you hear someone, you're present, and you're looking at them in their eyes, you're engaged, and any of the help, if they even need it, you're not putting yourself or whatever it is that you're trying to say first. You want to make sure that they have the power or they have the space to be who they are, say the things that they want to say, and then connect from that space first. Yeah. You know, and I think with all those little influences from my mentor, from my father, some of my mentors now, it's just, you have to be selfless. It's about relationships. It's about hearing the other person and what their needs are, and then connecting that. Then, like what I was talking about with Jess, it's like your higher purpose. Yeah. And you can't really do that when you're constantly putting yourself first, right? Like if your purpose is to help others and your purpose, you need to hear the actual voices and what their real needs are. And for me, it doesn't matter if you're the mayor. It doesn't matter if you're a homeless person out on the street. You should treat them with respect. You give them the same attention that you would any person. Yeah. And you come from a place of love in all of that. And and I know to me, that's my secret sauce. Yeah. I think everyone deserves a time to talk, a time to express themselves and to share what they care about. You know, and I think that's a big part of charisma, is just to be able to connect and let someone be who they are, even for 10 minutes. Yeah. Wow. You know, and that's, to me, I think that's one of the biggest powers of influence is if you can connect with someone, really hear them and see them for who they are and build that trust and then build action around your ideas and their ideas and bring that all together. I mean, imagine that power with no judgment. There's no judgment, but you're bringing your skills, their needs, and it's all coming together on an equal playing field. Yeah. So that's my secret sauce.
That's the recipe. I love it. That's so good. So how does that, I mean, that kind of gave me chills just listening to that and thinking about that. Now, you know, you're going to have a baby. This is your first baby, right?
This is my first one. Yeah.
So congratulations. How does that change your purpose on the planet? How does that change your work now?
It's kind of funny, actually. I was talking to my husband, Tim, about that. And, you know, it actually puts more pressure on me to keep doing that on to actually create more time to do that. Yeah, okay. And connecting with other people and getting more involved in the community, because I want to make sure that, like, my legacy is genuine, it's powerful, it creates this pathway for my child, he or she, I don't know yet, but for my child to be able to do and think and be influenced by the work that I do too. So, I mean, it's not going to slow me down. Yeah. I feel like it's actually going to enhance the process a little bit more for me and get me to be a little bit more focused on my how, and I think my why is set, but but how I do this and how often I do this, I think it's just, I want to be such a good role model, and I think that it just cements that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's suddenly so immediate. Yeah.
Wow. It's like, oh my gosh, it's happening. I have to do more.
That's great. That's wonderful. That's so beautiful. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
And I think this goes back to charisma. Okay. My mentor back in college sat me down the same day, actually. I can remember the day sitting in his office. But he told me that one of the most important things to remember as I do my work, because when you're doing work for the people, it can get really exhausting. Yeah. Or you might get caught up in the ego and the fame of all of it, and having everyone come to you and wanting you to be a part of all these things. Yeah. And you might get to a point where you think you know everything and you want to share all the things and you want to be that person who's like, I know, just let me tell you how to do things. But he, one of the things he told me was, you have to be a lifetime learner.
Okay.
You have to be a lifetime learner in this world, and be humble about the work that you're doing. So one of the things that I live by every single day, actually one of my mantras, I wake up in the morning and I talk to myself and say, you know, this is day so-and-so of being a lifetime learner. Go out, explore, make sure you're listening, make sure you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that, just because you're always meeting different people, different experiences, different backgrounds. And if you're not willing to be open and receive to what they have to offer, I think you miss out. You limit yourself. Right. So that's my piece of advice, is for other people to also take that in and embrace that as a mantra.
I love it. Be a lifetime learner.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I'm so grateful for you, Melisa, for being part of this movement. You're helping world changers in the workplace and business to enhance their individual, collective, team performance. Thank you, listeners, for downloading The Behaviorist, and we hope you'll subscribe. Please reach out to us through our website, workwisdomllc.com, where you can enjoy Work Wisdom press and productions. You can ask questions and give suggestions of topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes. Thank you again, Melisa.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great. As is our custom, we'll leave you with 1 Minute Wisdom by Anthony DeMello. Is there anything I can do to make myself enlightened? As little as you can do to make the sun rise in the morning. Then of what use are the spiritual exercises you prescribe? To make sure you are not asleep when the sun begins to rise.